Hi, welcome to the class. We'll start chapter 6, that is spectrum of light, today. And in this, we will study first refraction of light through a prism, which we have already done, but we will be looking at some of the important aspects of refraction of light through a prism. So, this is the refractive surface for a prism ABC. This light ray, let me name it as PQ. PQ is the incident light ray, QR is the refracted light ray, and RS is the emergent light ray which is coming outside. Okay, we can draw normal also like this. These are the two normals. This is N1, this is N2. Now, if you assume that if there is no prism, how the light ray would have gone? So, if there is no prism, the light ray would have gone straight like this. Okay, and if I extend the emergent light ray backwards, so the angle between the original path of the light ray and the refracted path of the light ray, this angle is known as angle of deviation. Why do we call it angle of deviation? Because it measures the deviation of the light ray from its original path, by how much angle the light ray has been deviated because of the prism. So that deviation has been measured through this angle. Okay, this angle of deviation. So this angle of deviation is there. Now, we need to understand that how this deviation, it has a relation with wavelength of light. So how does this deviation is dependent on the wavelength of light. Okay, so there is something called refractive index, mu. Mu is refractive index, which we know about it. Now let me tell you the meaning of this refractive index. More the refractive index, more light ray is going to bend. It means for two substances, if we have refractive index of 1 and 1.5, okay, so if we have refractive index of 1 for a particular substance X and then 1.5 for a particular substance Y, so in which substance the light ray is going to bend more? More refractive index, more will be the bending. So obviously it is going to be for Y substance, because the refractive index for Y substance is more. So that is 1.5. For a refractive index of 1.5, the light ray is going to bend more. So refractive index tells you how much the light ray is going to bend. So refractive index will tell how much it will bend. It means how much it is going to deviate from its original path. Bending is a deviation only, deviation from its original path. So it means more the refractive index, more will be the deviation. So more the refractive index, deviation will be more. Less the refractive index, less will be the deviation of light ray. Okay. Now, further, this refractive index has a relation with the wavelength of light. How? You remember, whenever light passes through a transparent material like prism, it splits up into 7 colors. Okay, it splits up into 7 colors. So white light is made up of 7 colors. Okay, and whenever this white light passes through a transparent material, it can be anything. It can be a scale also. It can be a prism. It can be a water droplet. Anything. Any transparent material it passes through, it splits up into 7 colors. Its constituent colors. Okay. So white light is made up of 7 colors. Whenever it passes through a transparent material, it splits up into its constituent colors, that is the 7 colors, and it bends. So how does it bend? Let me draw it here. So this is the white light. It passes through the prism, that is a transparent material, not necessarily prism, it can be any transparent material. It splits up into 7 colors, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And you know that from bottom to top, if you go, remember it is from bottom to top, not from top to bottom. So from bottom to top, if you go, we write it as Vidyor. This is the pattern of the color which forms there. Vibgyor. V stands for violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So as you can see from the diagram itself, red deviates, red deviates the least, violet deviates the most, and rest of the colors are in between. Again I am repeating, red deviates the least, violet deviates the most. Now tell me whose wavelength is more. The wavelength of red is maximum. It means if you go from bottom to top, wavelength is going to increase. So when you go from bottom to top, wavelength is going to increase. Now I hope you can relate what is the relation between refractive index and wavelength or deviation with wavelength. As I told you, more the deviation, whose deviation is more? Obviously violet. So violet has more mu. So mu of violet is greater than mu of red. Why? Because it deviates maximum. Okay. So mu of violet is greater than mu of red. Is this clear? Now you can see lambda of violet is less than lambda of red. Lambda of violet is less than lambda of red. It means as we go from bottom to top, wavelength increases. So the least wavelength is for violet and the maximum wavelength is for red. Now tell me about deviation. Whose deviation is more? Obviously violet's deviation is more. So violet's deviation is greater than deviation for red. So what we were trying to do is to find out a relation between deviation and wavelength. So tell me, look at the wavelength and deviation. Wavelength is less, deviation is more. It means they are inversely proportional. Okay. So they have a direct relation, deviation and refractive index. But if I keep lambda here, what will come? If they are increasing, obviously the lambda will decrease. It means mu is more for violet, deviation is more for violet, but wavelength is least for violet. Similarly, mu is less for red because it is bending less, deviation is less for red, and then its wavelength is maximum among the colors. So this is what we need to understand here. Okay. Also, I would like to bring to your notice one important thing is that whenever white light passes through a transparent material, it splits up into 7 colors, and the 7 colors from bottom to top is Vibgyor. This process or phenomenon in which white light passes through a transparent material and splits up into 7 colors, this is known as dispersion of white light. Okay, so this phenomenon is dispersion of white light. Now what is dispersion of white light? The splitting up of white light into its constituent 7 colors when it passes through a transparent material is known as dispersion of white light. Okay guys, now one small important thing, and then I'll continue the rest of the thing in the other class. This part is known as visible region. Visible region. Visible region means we are able to see. We have the capability to see this much part. Okay, so this part belongs to visible region, means this whole Vibgyor belongs to visible region. So when I say visible region, it should be clear that visible region consists of these 7 colors Vibgyor, starting from bottom to top Vibgyor. Okay, as we go up, wavelength will increase. Wavelength will increase. All right, thank you.